you hear a gunshot.
This is 33-year-old Brittany Holbrook, crouched, sitting in her Florida Keys home. She's screaming, shaking, and curling up on the balcony sofa as deputies try to talk to her. Because next to her lies, the man she claimed to love, 29-year-old Tyler Nulisch, is bleeding across the wooden boards. But detectives soon realized this ordinary case was about to twist into one of the most bizarre and unsettling turns they had ever seen.
He's on top of you, strangling you in the bed, and then he's grabbing you and holding you up against the wall by your throat, squeezing you. Any reasonable person knows that that's how you kill someone.
Yeah, he was trying to kill me.
And soon, they would begin to ask, were they witnessing the aftermath of a horrific accident or the performance of a lifetime? In the early hours of July 17, 2023, moments earlier, a scream had shattered the silence of the house, jolting Jordan Kinn awake. Jordan wasn't just a bystander. He was the third person in this story, the roommate who shared the apartment with Tyler and Britney. In the hours ahead of the 911 call, it would be his account that would become the anchor of this investigation.
So we got a couple of questions. All right. Before we start asking these questions, we have some stuff we have to read to you. I'm sure you watched Law & Order or Dayline back in the day. All right.
Tyler's not alive.
But before we can talk much more about what happened, we have to read this to you and make sure that you understand it, okay?
Britney enters the room looking visibly distressed, crying, confused, and asking what happened as she struggles to hold herself together. But this was only the beginning of a much stranger turn. In the hours that followed, her story would be compared to the account of Jordan Kinn, the only other person who was there in the moments of horror.
What time did you get home last night?
Probably
You have to tape it.
still light out, 7 o'clock probably.
Yep. When you got home, was the rest of the neighbors home? Upstairs, downstairs?
I don't know if they were or not. They're trying to keep to themselves, and I don't really see when they come and go. I'm assuming they were there because they got a young daughter, I'm pretty sure too, so they're usually more than.
In contrast to Jordan, Britney starts by showing grief and saying she doesn't know what happened. But Jordan remembers something completely different. He says he walked in and saw Tyler already on the floor, blood around him, and the pistol lying close by. He never heard a gunshot.
Yeah, because that's my, I gotta shut it down, whether I have to work or not. I can't stay up all night. That's really the last thing I remember is being like, all right, I gotta shut it off and laid down in bed, and Tyler laid down in bed with me. The dogs were in bed with us.
At the point where you went upstairs, was it still you and Jordan and Tyler down here?
Yeah.
And it was just like, hey, we're going to bed?
I guess so. Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, I think I initiated the, I'm going to bed, and Tyler will always follow right behind me, or vice versa.
Did you notice if Jordan stayed behind down here or if he went back upstairs?
He's always around the same time, too. It's just kind of, I don't know.
But you and Tyler went upstairs first?
I think so. I honestly don't know for sure.
Okay. When you got in upstairs, did you do anything else or go right to bed? We make some food?
No, I didn't make any food. I just went to bed. We made some water.
Water?
Plugged my phone in, put my Apple Watch and Apple charger, just my normal stuff. Laid down in bed, got my dogs.
And was Tyler there with you? And what bedroom is yours?
The back one, right?
So, not the one you walk down the hallway, the door's right there, it's off to the side of the right? Okay. What's the next thing that you remember?
Holding Tyler.
What?
Holding Tyler.
Holding Tyler? Where were you at?
In like the kitchen.
Do you remember how you got to the kitchen? So you laid down in bed with you, Tyler, and your dogs, and then the next thing that you remember, you're in the kitchen? Okay. And where was Tyler?
Lying down.
Lying down? Okay. Do you remember how he was laying?
I was holding him. He was bleeding.
Where was he bleeding from? Okay. What was he saying?
Pumping.
Was he conscious? Did you see him still there?
A little.
Okay. Were his eyes open?
A little.
Okay. Did he mention anything?
I started screaming.
Okay.
And I was screaming for Jordan to call 911.
Yeah. And Jordan was he there with you?
Jordan was in his room.
Okay. So did Jordan come out of his room?
Yeah.
All right.
When you were sitting inside watching TV, did you hear anything downstairs?
No. Everything was quiet until I heard her screaming. But I'd probably fallen asleep maybe had to be maybe an hour and a half before she yelled. And I came out back to the living room, so I was in my room watching TV when she woke me up.
So when you left from downstairs, were you chilling out on the couch in the living room? Or did you
No,
go
I went right to my room.
Your door closed?
Yeah. Yep.
Remember what you were watching?
Turn of the Tide, I believe. Yeah.
All right.
It's just a new Netflix series. I don't know.
All right. What time do you think you got woken up?
I mean, the only way I know for sure is my phone, because I pretty much called 911 within 2 or 3 minutes. But I want to say I thought it was around 2 to 2:30, but that's just an estimate. I didn't really look at my phone.
And what was the first thing that you heard when you woke up?
Screaming.
You remember whose voice you heard?
Hers.
Equipped with this information, the detectives test her memory with simple questions. She appears restless, shifting in her seat and fidgeting as she speaks. She avoids eye contact, gives vague answers, and repeats the same phrases. These cues can indicate stress, or they can signal an attempt to make herself seem uninvolved in what happened.
So you don't think you shot the gun in 5 years?
Why?
Well, it's going to take some doctor's examination, but it looks like he might have been shot. Trying to figure out how that might have happened. Do you have any ideas? Yeah. How was the relationship between Jordan and Tyler?
All of our relationships are good.
There's no fights, arguments?
Oh, they're great. We're great. Tyler and I ever had arguments, we just talk it out. Sometimes you'd have like stupid arguments, go our separate ways, and then you group in half an hour.
When's the last time you guys think you had an argument?
Maybe like earlier in the week. When he was stressed out about the job situation.
About him leaving the fiberglass job? I could see.
Yeah.
$36 on that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big of an argument. Like, it wasn't even really like a thing. I just gave him space. And we talked like half an hour later. And it was fine.
Has there ever been any history of domestic violence between you guys?
No. Like I said, we've had our like fights, but
Fights like arguing, yelling, and screaming back and forth?
I mean, that's the extent.
Any punches, pushes? No? Nothing physical? Has the sheriff's office ever been out here before?
No.
No? Are any of the firearms in the house yours?
One of those.
All of them? Which one is that?
It's a Wesson.
Smith & Wesson? Handgun, pistol, rifle? Okay. Do you know what model it is?
9mm.
Okay. That's something you carry regularly?
I just did that.
Do you have a permit to carry? Still valid? I need a couple of days, but okay.
This marks the first narrative shift. Brittany introduces something new. Tyler was acting strange. This detail does not fit with her earlier answer. Instead, it overwrites them. A sudden pivot like this suggests not memory unfolding, but a story adapting under pressure. And for detectives, the first crack in a version often signals that a darker truth is close to the surface.
In and out, I guess is the only way I can explain it.
How was he laying?
On his back.
Yes. And when you got up to him, what was the first thing that you did?
When I was on the phone, she's like, I told her, I'm like, I don't think he's breathing. I don't think he's breathing. And she's like, well, I'm going to explain to you how to do CPR. And then I noticed, like, okay, he's breathing. And from there, she explained that the officer was pretty much going to be there any second. And I saw the lights pull on the road. And the one dog was barking outside. So I put the chief in the veteran first. That's the older dog. That's Tyler's dog. That's the one that was really panicking. Or the younger one, she'll lick anybody to death. Where the other one can be, not nice to others. And at least in his domain.
Yeah. When you first got up to him, how with it was he?
What's that?
How coherent was he when you first got up?
Very, very little. He was trying to move a little bit, just talked a little bit, but it was mostly you get to see it, and he would try to like move his head, and his head would just fall back, and I could see him try to open his eyes, but it was definitely not like couldn't stand up on his own by any means or anything like that.
And where is she?
She was behind him, kind of like cradling him.
So he was on his back. Did she like lift him up to get behind him, or was he?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
A couple times, and that's when I knew it was pretty bad because like she kind of was trying to get him to wake up, and he fell and his head hit the tile, like not like getting hard, but like I could tell he wasn't in control of his body that well.
And was he like in and out?
Yeah.
At that point?
Yep.
And you mentioned that he had said something to you. When was
Yeah,
that?
but it's like I didn't see nothing. I just know what he said because I was trying to figure out what the hell happened. And pretty sure he said that he shot me in the back.
Where was she when he said that?
Right there.
Did you notice anything about her?
Right. And then
How long after you made that statement did the first patrol guys show up?
A minute to 2 minutes. It was right when I was on the phone.
Did he say anything else?
No.
Was he still?
No, he did say one other thing. It's, like when I first said, like, Tyler, what happened? What happened? He's like, just call 911. And that's what I called. And then he said the other part. But that's the only two things he said was, please call 911, which I was already going to do, but it was like, I tried to ask him what happened, what's going on. Like I said, I couldn't see anything at the front side. I just saw a fair amount of blood. And it didn't look like anything had happened to his. He didn't have a shirt on. Didn't have anything happen to his stomach. There was no didn't see a knife laying there. I just got caught way off guard with everything that was happening.
Okay. You said when did you first see the gun?
It was probably when I was on the phone.
Okay.
I didn't notice it the first couple minutes. It's probably right before I walked outside. I was right in front of the doorway.
And you had to come outside to open the gate, was it?
Yeah. Well, the gate and to bring the dog in. Because I had already got the big dog away, and the little one was barking at the first officer that arrived.
So you left from outside to come downstairs to open the gate?
Yep.
And you guys went right up inside? Has she said anything? Laying on that beanbag and just hanging out the whole time? Have you talked to her about anything or tried to
Well, today,
ask
no.
anything?
Absolutely nothing. No, I just don't know what he thinks. Like, he's one of my best friends because she was a girlfriend, you know? I just don't know what he thinks.
Do you know where they met?
Not 100%, no.
Do you guys chat anything about her, the relationship, how things were going?
I always thought it was pretty good overall. Like, the little bit we talked about it, you know, he seems happy. It was, for him, it was more like when I saw about Happy Tyler, it was like long days at the boatyard full of fiberglass dust, and he was just not happy about his job. And that's never had anything to do with her.
Happy, like, Tyler thinking, like, this is the one I'm going to marry this girl, or like, hey, this is fun for now kind of thing?
That's a tough one to answer because I've only ever seen him with one other girl, you know, so I don't, that's more of a, probably more like fun for now, but I have no idea. It's one of those things probably too soon, and it was definitely not like a match made in heaven where you just know, it wasn't one of those situations, I feel like, but it very well could have been, and given a little more time, like, I don't know that for sure, but I'm not very good at that relationship, but I feel like they usually got along good. Every time they had days off together at the same time, she would do like a concierge type thing. I don't even know the place, but somewhere in QS, like rented paddleboards and bikes and scooters and stuff like that. She could kind of line up her days off with him, and like they're always spent the whole day going to the park with dogs, swimming at the beach. Like they usually would spend time together every chance they would have.
Had you ever seen that gun before?
No. I saw Tyler's, but I don't even know if that was his. I don't remember what. I know it was obviously a pistol, but I just saw it was in some kind of holster case. Other than that, I don't think I've seen it.
What kind of gun did Tyler have?
He had some kind of smaller pistol. And I know he hunts too. Like, I think he had a shotgun, but I don't know. I've never really been in their room. I've only ever seen. He used to have a little pistol he'd keep in his truck. Pretty much had like a little magnetic thing, and then I'm pretty sure she had one in the purse, but I never fully saw it myself. Like, I don't know.
Tyler's gun, is it like all black or stainless? Or
Brown, I want to say.
brown? Like desert tan kind of brown?
Yes.
Which car is his?
The
gray
gray truck.
Does she have a car?
Yeah, hers is the white car.
And what do you drive?
I've never drive. We stop right now.
I got you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that sticks out in your mind as important?
Not directly, no. But this everything kind of went together and caught way off guard, you know? Like, we're just talking about it at dinner, like, oh yeah, it's kind of homey around here. Like, I could finally call someplace home. Like, sure. It happened 6 hours later, whatever it was, but
After he made those statements when he was laying there, was he still coherent for a little bit?
just enough to talk. Eyes weren't really open. I could see one eye open a little bit, but it was like, I could see like the weakness. Like almost like someone was going to faint, kind of like, you go wobbly.
What? You mean, any questions, Paul?
Oh. Does he have any, like, other drug uses, anything like that, other than drinking?
I mean, smoked some weed.
Weed, okay.
But other than that, nothing that I know of.
Okay.
No. I would know if there was like hallucinogenics or any kind of pills or anything like that.
All right.
But Jordan never described anything strange about Tyler that night. No tension, no erratic behavior, nothing to support Brittany's new version. But when investigators compared the two accounts, the gaps were impossible to ignore, and her story began to unravel in real time.
You know, I don't know why. I don't know why. We had everything. Like,
How did you escape?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
He had you with his hand around your neck up against the wall.
I don't know why you would do that.
What's the next thing that you remember after that?
I don't understand. I just don't get it. doesn't make any sense at all. Such a good, strong relationship. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Do you remember how you guys got from the bedroom to the living room?
No. I remember screaming, like trying to scream, and he just kept trying to strangle me.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know.
Was the gun on the nightstand at this point?
I don't know. It stays there. I don't know. I don't understand. Like why we were fighting or what.
Yeah.
At all.
Do you remember how you got out of that situation?
No.
Well, what's the next thing that you remember after being up against the wall? Holding him away.
I don't want it to make any sense. He's supposed to.
In that memory when you're holding him, where were you?
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Okay. You remember where the gun is at that point?
No, I don't even know why. I don't even understand what the whole. I don't get it. None of it makes sense.
It seems like you're describing a relatively violent encounter there.
Yeah.
Was there a fight at that point? Where
The account keeps escalating. Britney now claims Tyler had strangled her, pinned her against a wall. Detectives remain silent, letting the story grow unchecked. Their silence is not unwarranted, but a strategic move. Under its weight, people often rush to fill the void, adding details that reveal more than they intended. And here, every new layer Britney adds pulls her further from the evidence and closer to exposing the cracks in her own performance.
Does he have any, other drug uses, anything like that, other than drinking?
I mean, so some weed.
Weed, okay.
But other than that, nothing that I know of.
Okay.
No. I was also if it was like hallucinogenics or any kind of pills or anything like that.
All right. And then when you said he made those statements, where was Rick?
Right, connected to him.
Right there?
Yeah.
Holding, cradling?
Yep. Don't touch.
Was there anyone else here last night?
Not unless someone came after I left. I really highly doubt it.
You guys have any?
Or not left, but I just.
You guys have any buddies that come over all the time and hang out?
My friend Eric does on the regular, but he had a friend in town, so I know he was in Key West last night at the hotel.
Do they have any buddies that come and hang out?
Yeah, but the one that you, more like daytime stuff, not really in the evening. There's an older guy that comes that they've known for years that he charter fishes in Michigan in the summertime. So he's only down here in the winter. It's a flat sky in the winter. So he's not here this time of year, but he's the only other one that I would see randomly at the evenings, other than that.
No neighbors that walk by and pop
she
in for a
really
drink?
doesn't have too many girlfriends, and his friends are kind of my friends, same kind of stuff, more daytime people like that.
Where is she from originally?
Melbourne Beach, I believe. Both Beach, somewhere up in the East Coast, yeah. Years.
You guys own the house?
No.
Oh, you got a landlord?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's your landlord?
God, I know him, but I know his son is Rob. I'm trying to think of his last name. He owns 4 houses around here.
Okay. All right.
I can't think of it. An older Cuban guy, but a real nice guy. Drives a white Titan. I'll think of it, but I just know his son's name is Rob. He used to live in Key Haven, right on one of the waterfront properties, but...
Okay.
You get him set up with some statement forms?
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you want to have him do that at?
Go back to the trunk.
Let me go run to my car real quick and I'll be right back. All right.
one oddly official thing. Can you just raise your right hand for me?
Yeah.
You swear that all those statements were the truth to the best of your belief or knowledge?
I do.
It's odd how that is important.
Hey, it is what it is. It could be a comfort thing or whatever, but I have no reason to make anything up or lie. I got in trouble enough when I was a kid, and it's been 15 years since I had handcuffs on me until tonight.
Has anyone here told you about your buddy?
No, I've been asking, but no.
Sorry to tell you, he passed away.
I had a feeling that's why they weren't saying nothing about it.
Does this seem something completely out of character for her?
I think it's out of character for everybody I've ever hung out with him to consider reasonable what he would be.
Oh, I agree with
That
that.
makes sense, you know? So yeah, I say it's way out of character. If what I think happened, I don't know.
Putting together the story in your head, I'm sure you've been going over it over and over since the past
Yeah.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Not a whole lot. I don't see it coming out in that, getting to that level. But I don't see it being an accident where something just got dropped on the ground and somehow went off. And what he told me, I mean,
How solid are the walls inside? Like, do you hear stuff if you're inside sleeping?
I can hear the dogs, but
You hear the dogs like when they're barking loud.
but outside, yeah. But it's not like, it's pretty quiet.
If we were just chatting in the living room, would you be able to hear our conversation in the bedroom?
I doubt it.
If we were yelling in the living room, would you hear that?
Yeah. Yep.
If someone was yelling downstairs, would you hear that?
I think so. To a certain extent, the same as like a dog would freak out down there. I think I would hear something downstairs.
You think that would wake you up all the way up there? If you were passed out from working?
I mean, not necessarily, no. Yeah, I didn't, no. It would have to be loud if I'm sleepy, you know. I'm a pretty light sleeper on the boat. It's probably listening noises, and like I got ran over by a tugboat a year and a half ago, and it kind of PTSD'd me, so I have a hard time sleeping on the boat. It split, like, put a hole, 2 spots in the boat, and I had to drive in.
With a hole in the boat?
Yeah, 2 holes, but yeah.
Just all your basic information here.
Yep.
And then just your statements of events of anything rare. And then if you need more paper, then just ask me, because I just don't want you to write through it till it goes through all.
Okay.
So,
When you saw the gun laying there, did you touch it at any time? Did you... You were kind of on top of him, right? She was trying to talk you through CPR. Did you start CPR or try?
Nope, that's when I saw him started to breathe again, and that's when Brittany kind of moved him a little bit. Like, maybe told him don't move, and I said that to her, like, as still as I can.
Did you touch him anywhere?
Your thing is back on. Okay. I was trying to comfortable, like, it's only time to push. But
Do you do any gardening, plant care, tossing out fertilizer and stuff?
all the time.
What were you doing yesterday before you came home? Were you at work on the boat?
yes,
What kind of work were you doing?
making leaders.
So, like, just twisting.
Tying the leaders and a little bit of cleaning. We're kind of getting ready to. We have to fill shop today. We're just getting every whole thing, all the trash out the boat.
So is it all just frozen down there in the build for or freezers obviously, for like a couple days till you get it all?
No, it's all ice. Carry a lot of ice, so it's we don't even have it. It's really,
Really?
yeah.
It's kind of like pirate ship days kind of thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's hard, especially with the bait, to keep the bait good that long, because I take like 1,000 pounds of bait, so it's like strength in numbers and small area with insulation and whatnot.
And obviously it's getting warm out. You're not under arrest or anything like that. But if you want to pop a seat, and leave the door open, the back of the car, at least the AC is on, you can get cooled off a little bit. All right?
Oh, let's keep the girl pushes.
I'm walking over there.
Okay. Both.
Her story escalates into violence, strangling, pinning her down. Yet, under pressure, Jordan repeats his account the same way. No struggle, no fight, only the scream after the shot.
And even $1,200 is a lot of It's a lot of money if you're not.
I don't understand. I don't.
Do you remember anything else in the kitchen?
This is Tyler's. I can't. I don't know.
All right. I'll give you a second, okay? So, at this point, we've kind of remembered that you're fighting to survive this. You said that it was getting hard to breathe when he was choking you?
I don't understand why any of that was happening. Like, I don't understand why any of this is happening.
I know. I mean, it seems like crazy, violent encounter. I mean, obviously it's scary. When you were up against the wall there, where were you? Like, still next to the bed? No? How far away from the bed do you think you were?
I was on the other wall by the window.
Well, by like the back window? I mean, where is the bed in relation to that back window? We haven't been inside to check it out yet. Okay. So which way does the bed go? Like, this way in the house?
This is the turning point of the interrogation. Detectives lay down the hard facts. Tyler was shot in the back, and in his final breaths, he named Britney as the one who pulled the trigger. What follows is just as telling as the evidence itself. The pause before she answers, the shift in tone, the struggle to patch a collapsing story. Her version now stands in open conflict with both forensic proof and the victim's own words.
I didn't see it. I don't know what happened, but I heard him say that shot me in the pants. Mumbled it. I didn't, like a lot of it happened fast and like.
And it's understandable. If you see the gun over there on the nightstand, you're against the bedroom wall, it's right there. If you grab it, just to show it to him, fine. If there's some arguing over it, that's the last second you have on his earth. You get him off you by using it. I'd do the same thing. What was that?
He does not deserve to be hurt. He's a good person.
Well, Tyler is this monster mode person. Doesn't sound like he's in the best mind frame to be a nice person. If he's on top of you, strangling you in the bed, and then grabbing you and holding you up against the wall by your throat, squeezing. Any reasonable person knows that that's how you kill somebody.
Yeah, he was trying to kill me. He really was. Honestly. He was trying to. And he almost did.
It sounds like it. You're up against the wall, being strangled.
And he's trying to kill you. It's to that point. That gun's on a nightstand. I can stop this right now. That's something I can understand. Something Paul can understand. That's something anybody's going to understand.
I don't really think his parents are going to understand that. Or like any of his friends. I mean, he's not alive, right?
Well, mommy and daddy always think that everybody's the perfect little angel. They don't understand other sides of people.
I don't know anything besides when I was holding him. I don't know.
We just need something that we can explain to them.
To who?
You said his parents they're not gonna understand. We don't understand his parents.
Yeah,
I know where it's leading.
I don't understand either.
But if we could explain to them,
I don't know.
this is what happened.
Where it's leading. Where is it leading? Like, I don't know. I don't understand any of this. I was just gonna go paddleboarding this morning, like normal life stuff.
And even if he lets you go and starts walking away, you're still a threat. He just tried to kill you.
Am I?
Contradictions rise to the surface. Even when detectives press her with hard facts, Brittany clings to the same lines, repeating them word for word, offering nothing new. This kind of rigid repetition doesn't suggest clarity. It suggests desperation, a story carelessly patched together and guarded at all costs. And desperation inside an interrogation is dangerous. It doesn't hold forever. It cracks, it unravels, and when it does, the truth comes spilling out.
I really don't know what happened. Then what? How does this end regardless? Like, do I go and sit in jail?
Well, we have to do our investigation and find out who did this to him.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be 100% honest with you. At this point, it looks like you did.
Yeah. Well, I think we all got that part.
Yeah. Well, that's just me being honest.
So then what, like, I sit in jail awaiting a trial for murder?
Well, if
Is
you can tell us exactly what happened leading up to, maybe there's something that we can do for you. Maybe we can talk to someone for you. We have one of our state attorneys in there with us now. Maybe there's something we can figure out for you. But I can't do that unless I know. I don't think it's fair to you.
It's not fair.
Especially going through that. You're here for your life.
I just don't see that part. I'm like,
You don't see that part as well.
out leaving the room. Like, I don't know.
Maybe not leaving the room, but do you remember how you got away from him as he was choking you?
No, I beat up against the wall. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did you like black out?
I don't know.
Do you remember a point at which he let go of you?
To me, it looks like you're a victim.
Can you guys let my dogs outside?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that?
The dogs.
Yeah, we're gonna be going up there in a minute. So you just stand up for right now.
Really?
Stand you around for me. It's when you're under arrest.
Sorry, we're doing one down here.
Britney finally makes her most revealing statement. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. The words fall out like a crack in her performance, and soon she no longer will be able to hide the grim truth. Moments later, the sobbing stops, and the silence takes over, and reality finally hits. There is nowhere left to run. The mask of the grieving girlfriend vanishes, leaving only the quiet outline of the killer. Her own words had done what hours of questioning could not expose. When Brittany Holbrook went to trial in February of 2025, the evidence was overwhelming. In less than an hour, she was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 40 years in prison. She is currently serving her sentence in a Florida state prison under the custody of the Florida Department of Corrections.